Hey, what's up everybody? ForneverWorld here today to do my review of One Piece chapter 643. And I gotta say that at the end of this chapter there was one thing that was a big letdown for me. It involves Hody Jones. But overall the chapter was pretty decent. It was more again reflecting on a bunch of stuff that we kinda already knew, but a few different things that we got a little bit of development with some of the Straw Hats, and I thought that was really nice. Chapter starts off once again, people are going crazy, and people are fighting or whatever. We see Brook, he's having his fight, and it's crazy because the jokes never end with Brook and the whole bones thing, whatever. He gets his head ripped off from his body by the person he's fighting. He tricks him and rips his head off his body, and at first I'm like, wow, is this the end, Brook or something, or is he gonna be like deformed from now on? And throughout his training, we learned a little glance of what he learned. He learned his true form, and I guess he has like this kind of ghostly form where like the true form of the fruit, the power that it gave him is that he's kind of like, I guess, a soul in a way, and like he could go into the bones, like as long as the bones aren't damaged themselves, I believe like he could just leave it, leave that skeleton body, and like people could still see him and such. So the bones, I guess, is like the container for his soul, and like he could just go around. I believe that's how it was described, and that was pretty awesome that we got a little bit of development. Right off the bat, this right here chapter makes it so that nobody can say, well, Fishman Island arc was a waste of time. We didn't learn anything. Well, we got development with him. We see a cool fight with Usopp. Usopp is fighting, and like Usopp is just so much badass now compared to the old Usopp. He even says, "I've deteriorated. I don't lie as much as I used to." He's become a real warrior, and I'm really happy because, again, like I always say, he's my favorite Straw Hat, and to see that his character has built up a lot. He's not. I'm sure he still has a coward in him because he'll jump and hide or whatever, but for the most part, he's a warrior, he's a fighter, he's a pirate, he's a real Straw Hat now. He's not one of the weak three with like Nami and Chopper like back in the days. He can really go at it. We see, I believe it was Robin. She let all the humans slaves free, and they're all revolting. Everything is going crazy. The humans are going crazy, and then they finally get the message that a few minutes ago that happened, where basically everyone's like, evacuate, Noah's gonna fall on Fishman Island, and they're all scattering. I thought a lot of that part, to be honest with you, I kind of felt like was unnecessary in the chapter because we already knew all this, but it was a good, I guess, refresher to, okay, we saw this here and there, the king and such. And then at the end of the chapter, the thing that disappointed me the most was basically Hody Jones, that whole thing of his true nature or whatever the case may be, his true face or however you want to put it, was actually just basically that he kind of has no stupid motive. Like, okay, basically when he was one of Shirahoshi's brothers was fighting Hody, and he asked him like, what's your purpose? What is your reason for doing this? And he says something like nothing, or I don't have one, or something like that. And basically the reason why Hody is doing this, he's a part of this new age of fishermen pirates, I guess. That basically they don't want their predecessors to be forgotten. Like, I guess you don't want Fisher Tiger to be forgotten for what he did or whatever. So they don't want peace. They don't want any of that. They want like hatred to keep on going, to keep the name of those legendary people alive and not forgotten. And it's just basically he's a product of our time is basically what they announced, and it's very lackluster because I thought I guess the manga translation was incorrect indeed, and it was just basically that he has no cause other than he just want to keep the memory of people alive, and he's gonna do that by causing chaos and killing people and such, even if it's his own kind. A bit disappointing to be honest with you. I thought it was like this crazy plot twist. Maybe Hody had this relationship with Otohime, or maybe he's human or a half breed or some crazy stuff. But no, he's just a really causeless rebel without a cause. But overall, a pretty awesome chapter. I really love the stuff with Usopp and Brook. Nami and Jinbei, we see him. Robin's part was pretty awesome as well, and I can't wait to get back to the main stuff that's happening with Luffy and Noah and such, and everything that's going down there, and see what's happening. Overall, really good chapter. I liked it. Couple of useless things here or there, and the whole thing that I was let down with Hody, but at the end of the day, it wasn't just completely pointless. It kind of just felt like he shouted out a cause that we, the quote unquote cause that Hody really kind of doesn't have, and Wasn't really necessary, but it was still pretty decent. I really liked it. Let me know what you thought of the chapter. Did you like it? Were you disappointed with the whole Hody Jones thing? Or were you kind of expecting that it really wasn't going to be too much of what Shirahoshi's brother found out about him? Let me know in the comment section below, or with a review response. Give me your thoughts on it. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the chapter. If you thought it was pretty awesome or you really liked it, whatever. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm ForneverWorld. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have an awesome day, people.